If I told you I'd spent £31 something today on my groceries, and the true value of those groceries in the supermarket were £199, you'd probably think I was making it up. If you stay to the end, I'll show you how many freebies I managed to get today, and there's quite a lot of them. So as you can see, there's lots of things, lots of vegetables, meat, etc. I've even got pure honey with lemon and ginger, all kinds of little things in here for me to show you today, and a vast amount of freebies as well that I'll talk through to you at the end. Hi, welcome back to Wallflowers. Glad you're here. Let me talk you through what I managed to get today. So as usual, I'll pop my glasses on and I'll look at the list. I normally do. So first item of the day is just 3 eggs. One food initiative just gives you 3 eggs at a time. So I've paid 20p for those 3 eggs. Same equivalent would have cost me 45p in the supermarket. So it's a 25p saving. Next item is a lovely little joint of gammon. Now, as you can see with the number 6, it's a 6 count. So that cost me £2.52, which is 6 times 42p. Had I bought it in the supermarket, it would have cost me £5.15, which is a £2.63 saving. Absolutely wonderful. Yeah, it's got quite a long time to go and it'll be popped in the freezer straight after the video. Next item, I mean, that might even go away now for Christmas dinner. Next item is 2 cheese and ham slices. Now I've paid 20p for those today. They would have cost me £1 in the supermarket, so it's an 80p saving. Lovely. And I won't eat this one because it's got mushrooms in it, but it's a Frey Bentos chicken and mushroom pie. Oscar and Mr. Wallflowers will eat this. It's cost me 20p today. Had I bought it in the supermarket, it would have cost me £3, so it's a £2.80 saving. Absolutely lovely. A little treat for me is they got a bit bashed in my trolley, so they look a bit bashed, but they're actually 2 toffee muffins. They're all a bit skew-whiffed. They got battered in my trolley, but they will be delicious. Now I've paid 50p. Yellow sticker indicates 50p. Had I bought them in the supermarket, they would have cost me £2.30, which is a £1.80 saving. Brilliant. And a lovely little treat I bought myself today. Let me show you. This is a whole box of almond buttercups, so you can see what they look like. And it's a whole box of the little packets. And I've told everyone this is my treat, so I'll pace myself and they will last me quite a while. So I paid £4 for that box today. Had I bought it in the supermarket, it would have cost me £22 for that box. And I've only paid £4. So as you can see, it's an £18 savings to me. A little tub of coleslaw. Again, it got bashed a little in my trolley. So that cost 25p. There's a little story about that actually. It was 2 coleslaw for 50p, and both Claire and I didn't want 2 each. So we went halves and we got 1 each and just handed over the 25p. So it's a 300g of coleslaw. I've paid 25p. Would have cost £3 in the supermarket. So it's a £2.75 saving. Absolutely lovely. Same with the potato salads. I got the 2 for 50p. Would have cost me £5 for the 2 of them in the supermarket. So it's a £4.50 saving. And that'll be delicious. I like a bit of potato salad. These are the big chunky noodles. Now I've paid £2 for 4 packets. And I had to search for these on the internet. And the cheapest price I could find for those were £3.95, which is a £1.95 saving. And I'm really happy with that. Also bought Looks like a stir fry on the front, but that's just a meal suggestion. These are wide noodles ready for the wok. So there's no vegetables or meat in it. It's just the noodles themselves, and there's a 2-pack in there. So I've paid 50p. Had I bought it in the supermarket, it would have cost me £1.80. So it's a £1.30 saving, which is lovely. So those 2 packs of noodles together will last us quite a while. A nice little find today I don't normally find is a block of butter, albeit unsalted. I can salt it myself if I wish to. Now, I've paid 20p for that block of butter today. Had I bought it in the supermarket, it would have cost me £2.10. So it's a £1.90 saving. Absolutely lovely. All 3 of us just stood there and smiled because we found some butter. We don't find it very often. A nice portion of sprouts for Mr. Wallflowers. They'll have to be picked and peeled, but they'll be okay. I've paid 20p for that portion. It's 600 grams. Had I bought it in the supermarket, it would have cost me £2.50. So it's a £2.30 saving. Lovely. I eat them. Oscar did the challenge earlier because I said, don't touch anything on the table because I'm about to do the whole video. And he was being sarcastic and he grabbed a sprout and he said, can I eat this? I said, yeah, if you eat it raw in front of us. So he took a bite and you just seen the colour drain out of his face and he just like ran to the bin. He wouldn't finish it, wouldn't swallow what was in his mouth. Even you wouldn't eat one raw, would you? And you love your sprouts. So I got 3 bell peppers. I've paid 20p for those 3 together. Had I bought them in the supermarket, it would have cost me 80p. Oh, sorry, £1. So it's an 80p saving. And these look lovely. Look at those. Really large bulbed spring onions. So I'll have to peel the top layer off, and besides that would be wonderful. I've paid 20p for those spring onions today. Would have cost me 97p in the supermarket, so a 57p saving. Sorry, that's wrong. A 77p saving. So there should be 20p extra on the end. I got 3 onions. I paid 20p for these 3 onions. Would have cost me 95. So a 75p saving. Absolutely lovely. And look at these. How beautiful do they look? 2 squash pumpkins, 10p each, so I've paid 20p. Would have cost me £4 in the supermarket, so a £3.80 saving. We had a variation of a cottage pie the other day. Mr. Wallflowers cooked it and he put the pumpkin squash in with some kohlrabi. Yeah. That was the topping on the cottage pie, and it was absolutely, and some mash as well. It was absolutely delicious. It was lovely. We like them roasted. We like to make the soup, and as I say, in variations of cottage or shepherd's pies. So as I said, £3.80 saving on that. I started to pick up some biscuits. If we eat them, we eat them. If they manage to save for Christmas, all well and good. So these are bordered dark chocolate ginger biscuits. I've paid £1 for that packet. Would have cost me £2 in the supermarket. So £1 saving. Absolutely brilliant. And this look fancy. It's only apricot jam, but it's a nice little fancy jar. So I've paid 84p for that jam today. Would have actually cost me £4 in the supermarket. So I'm glad I picked it up. Which is a £3.16 saving. A nice jar of black bean sauce, so we can do a homemade Chinese. I really do like beef and black bean sauce. You won't eat the beef, but you like the sauce, don't you? So we can do it in variations. So it's a 2-item product. It's cost me 84p. Would have cost £2, so £1.16 saving. And here's the honey I was telling you about earlier. So it's pure honey with lemon and ginger. As you can see, I've paid £1.50 for that jar. It would have cost me £4, so a £2.50 saving. Brilliant. a nice healthy looking broccoli. I shall take the plastic off it and get it in the fridge, and we'll use that up as quickly as possible. I've paid 20p. It would have been 82p, so it's a 62p saving. And a nice little find was these coffee grounds. With Catherine Bounders, the percolator, I'm trying different coffee grounds I can get hold of. I'm trying to keep the cost down. So I've paid £3 for that bag. Had I bought it in the supermarket, that would have cost me £8. So a nice £5 saving, which is absolutely wonderful. All we've got to do now is like it when I make it. There's a few I've bought I haven't liked. There's a few I've bought that I've really liked, but when I've gone back, they haven't got that particular one again, so I have to keep trying different ones. But I'm remembering what ones I don't like. Again, 40 tea bags from Mr. Wallflowers. I've paid 20p. Would have only cost 40p in the supermarket. So again, a 20p saving. These were a lovely find. They were taking them out the fridge because, of course, it was the end of the Friday night when we were shopping. And they're overnight oats. So they've got the porridge, and then there's a separate compartment at the top where the oats are that you tip in. And I was offered, they've got yellow stickers on for 50p each, but when I got offered them, it was a drop down to get rid of them so they don't have to throw them away. So it was 4 for 25p. So I got 8 for 50p. And it was a big shocker because when I come to search the price, obviously they're a Waitrose product. When I come to search the price, one of those would be £3. So 8 times 3 is 24. So it would have cost me £24 for these 8 overnight oats, and I've only paid £1 for all of them. So it's I've only paid 50p for all of them. So it's a £23.50 saving. How amazing is that? Absolutely wonderful. And Oscar's eyes lit up when he saw them, didn't he? I got 2 boxes of the squishy jellies. So when I was telling you earlier, I'm going to have the almond chocolate and the boys can have the squishies because I don't eat the jelly sweets. So I got them a box each. So it's drumstick squishies. Paid £1 each, so that's £2. Had I bought them in the supermarket, it would have cost me £4.60. So a £2.60 saving. Another box of biscuits, see if they make it to Christmas or not. So this box is Borders Classic Collection. Cost me £1.50 today. Had I bought it in the supermarket, it would have cost me £4.50, so a £3 saving. And these, the back in stock. It's I think they're 300 grams, are they? Yeah, 300 grams bar of chocolate. And as you can see, I got 2 and they're £1 each. So I've spent £2 on 2 300-gram bars of dairy milk. Had I bought them in the supermarket, they would have cost me £7.78. So that's a £5.78 saving just on 2 bars of chocolate. That's amazing. A very small tin of evaporated milk. I paid 20p for that today. And that would have actually cost me £1.46 just for that diddy size, which is a £1.26 saving. The usual tin of custard, I've paid 20p, would have been 42p in the supermarket, so a 22p saving. And again, the rice pudding, I've paid 20p for that, but that would have been 90p in the supermarket, so that's a 70p saving. It just goes on and on. Bought myself a nice little fruit loaf. Now that'll be nice toasted with some butter on. Green sticker indicates 25p. Had I bought that in the supermarket, it would have cost me £1.50. So it's a £1.25 saving. Next on the list, excuse me, is a Warburton's loaf. I've paid 20p for the Warburton's loaf. Would have been £1.40 in the supermarket. So £1.20 saving. And 9 crumpets at the front. 9 crumpets I paid 20p for. Would have cost £1.15 in the supermarket. So it's a 95p saving. This I just bought as a little novelty. So it's honeysuckle and sandalwood, and it's just a little diffuser. I just thought it'd be nice in the atmosphere. We've had a lot of decorating taking place, and the new carpet got laid today, so the atmosphere is still quite dusty. I'm a little bit wheezy with the dust in the air. We've still got somewhat smell of the paint in the air because some of it was quite strong. So I thought that'll be a nice little addition to the lounge when we're sitting there of an evening, a nice little smell. So I've only paid £1 for that today. Had I bought it in the supermarket, it would have cost me £5.84, which is a £4.84 saving. Absolutely amazing. And these two little products. So the Baylis and Harding, so the body lotion, hand lotion, etc. And I just thought they were really nice. And I do like Baylis and Harding products, but I won't pay the full price. So when I come across them, like hand wash, etc., I'll pick them up. So I paid 20p each for those, so that's 40p. Had I bought them in the supermarket, it would have cost me £10. So it's a £9.60 saving. Absolutely amazing. Picked up a little birthday card, just 20p. I thought it's there in the future if we need it. We used to have a lot of birthday cards and different things, but we got rid of a load of rubbish a couple of years ago. And I thought it's only a simple one. It's going to charity, the money from where I bought this one from. And someone local had made it. So I put my 20p in the box and I picked that up today. Had I bought something along those lines in the supermarket, would have actually cost me around 50p, I'd say. So a 30p saving. I bought myself. I think it is handmade. It probably would have, but I've just allocated 30p to it because it wasn't something I could find. I bought myself this little t-shirt. I'll open it up and I'll show you. Sometimes I come across items for the home, items we can wear, etc. And they're few and far between. But this was only £2 today. It's brand new packaging, price and still on it. It was just £2. And it's just a simple t-shirt. And more than likely I'll wear it under a sweatshirt or a jumper throughout the winter. But it's just a nice soft layer on my skin. So it's called Soul Star. Now when I looked it up, they mostly sold in America, and it was $17.99. So I've called that £15. So I've spent £2 on it of my money. So it's a £13 saving. I'm quite happy with that. If I'm in the house and the heating's on, I think it'll just look a little bit colourful and casual. So I treated myself to that. It's a man's one, but it'll be comfy. That should be with the paid items. Also bought a bag of spinach. It's a really large bag as well. We like our spinach. So I paid 20p for that. Would have cost me £2.50 in the supermarket. So it's a £2.30 saving. Lovely. And last but not least, on the paid items is my usual bottle of water, except the price has gone up now. There are 2 items instead of a 1. So I've paid 84p for that today. And you'll kind of laugh at this. They're 85p in the supermarket, so I've saved a penny. But isn't that penny better off in my pocket than theirs? Oh, I didn't put the price on the 2 small ones today. Oh, they were 50p each. They were on the free section. So everything money-wise that I've paid for here, I've transferred them over. Those cafe were free, so they're on the free list, that's why. Sorry, I should have been a bit more organised. So everything that you see here is a paid item. And I've paid £31.54 for everything here. And there's actually quite a lot. There's actually quite a lot here. So we've got meat, we've got salads, eggs, vegetables, plenty of sweets, lots of breakfast, lots of breads. There's all kinds here, and biscuits, hopefully, if they make them to Christmas time, and even cosmetics and real butter. So I'm really happy with all that, and I'm glad for the price I paid for it, and that honey too. Now let me show you the free items, because it's an abundance of free items, and I normally mix them in with the shopping each week. If you're a regular here watching the videos, you probably don't see how many freebies we actually do get from the different places we go to. So in most initiatives they'll have a free table. And breaking down that, what it actually means is that's its last chance. So if nobody picks them up, they're definitely going to landfill. They're getting disposed of, and they can't keep them in the shop anymore. So they've put them on the freebie table. Everyone gets a chance to pick at it. If you want it, you take it. There's no just have one item or two items. If you want it, please take it, because we don't want to have to dispose of it. So everything here in this section, besides the t-shirt I've just shown you, everything here in this section is completely free. So I'll walk you through how the savings, because obviously it hasn't cost me anything. So first item, and the best item of the day, is 15 eggs, absolutely free. And that was at the food initiative called the Community Grocery. And today they gave every shopper 15 eggs, and the mix sizes. Had I bought that in the supermarket, it would have cost me £2.15.
What date's on?
So 6th of November, the well-in date. Yeah. The next item.
Eggs just don't go off after that date.
That's it. The next item is a bag of baby leaf salad, and it looks delicious. That would have cost £1 in the supermarket. Another item is a mixed salad bowl, just because it's stood up, but it's quite nice looking. Nothing looks brown, nothing looks on its way out. So that'll probably do for tomorrow's tea. That would have cost £1.35 in the supermarket. The next one, as you rightly took off the wrong table, is Cafe Protein, and Oscar can't wait to tuck into these. So the two yogurts, if I'd have bought them in the supermarket, they would have cost me £3.50 for the two. So that was a nice little bonus. I got two Yum Yum. Have I left them on the wrong table? Oh, two Yum Yum donuts. Now, they're just donut twists, but I really like these. And they would have cost 85p. I got 8 ciabatta rolls. Now, we love these for breakfasts with sausage, bacon and egg, or just toasted. We love the ciabatta rolls. I got 8 of those, and they would have cost me £3.68. And she was begging me to take more. I said 8's my limit. I said, because I've got to freeze them, and I'm limited to a certain amount of freezer space when I get back. I got 8 mini pizzas, and this is what Oscar's having for his evening meal tonight, and he can't wait for me to finish the video so he can start tucking in, and the rest will be frozen and he can pick up when he wants. So 8 different mini pizzas. They would have cost £2.25 altogether. I got 6 Danish pastries. So we've got chocolate chips in 2 log-shaped ones, 2 croissants, and 2 chocolate chip pinwheels. Now they would have cost me £2.80. We get these on a regular basis. So these are the sandwich rolls. So this one's cheese savoury, cheddar and pickle, and 2 meatball subs. So they would have cost £2.59 each, which is a saving of £10.36. I got 2 small bottles of water. They would have cost 50p each, so it's a saving of £1. 3 small donuts, well there's 2 donuts in it and another little type of pinwheel in it. I think it's a caramel pinwheel. Completely free, would have cost 75p. A nice Hovis loaf, home meal, completely free, would have cost £1.40. A nice French stick would have cost £1.35. The coffee filters, we've opened one to take a look at it, and they're just the paper ones. Now I don't know if I'm going to be happy with them. I don't know if they'll affect the taste, but we'll give them a whirl. If we don't, we'll think of another function for them. But they were on the free table and I thought, yeah, I'm going to take them home and I'm going to give them a whirl. We've still got quite a few coffee filters, but we'll try these along the way. So had I bought them in the supermarket, they would have cost me £2.70. And last but not least, a seeded rustic loaf. Now that would have cost me £1.18. But as I keep saying, everything here is absolutely free. So I bought collected 54 products today. And I think that's 12 different things that were completely free. Completely free. So absolutely amazing. So all in all, let me give you the totals. All in all, I spent £31.54. The total price came to £199.09, which gives me a full saving of £167.55. Blows me away. Absolutely blows me away. So I've asked what would be the first thing you'd grab, and I've asked what would you leave on the table. But you tell me, are you finding products free in any of the supermarkets? No. But if you do try any pantries, any discount stores, 9 out of 10 times there'll be a freebie there. And if it's something like this that you can take advantage of, most people would be glad to take the salad, the eggs, sandwiches, any of these items home, because it's a boost to what you've got in your fridge, you know. But if you manage to pick up a freebie anywhere, let me know. Let me know what it was and how you used it. Okay, thank you so much for coming today. Please take care. Remember you're loved, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.